Welcome back to the Crypto's Key Conversation. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some updates within the XRP community in regards to the SEC versus Ripple stuff. So I got a bunch of tweet threads that we're going to cover on that. We're also going to be taking a look at what's going on with this whole ETH gas price surge with the Yuga Labs selling of their other side NFT. So there's been a lot of stuff that's going around in the community in regards of frustrations and craziness in this regard. So we got a couple articles that we're going to be just quickly going over and discussing. Also, we're going to be taking a look at this article on Solana suffering 7th outage in 2022 as bots invade the network. Also, Warren Buffett and his take on Bitcoin and digital asset in the crypto market. So I think this is quite interesting. You know, one of the great investors of our generations, kind of having the a skeptical approach in regards of Bitcoin and the crypto market. We're also going to be taking a look at what's going on with Jerome Powell and the Fed and the FOMC meeting that's going to be taking place tomorrow. So coming over here, looking at CoinGecko, we're currently sitting at a $1.83 trillion market cap, almost a $1.84 trillion market cap. We're currently at 0.7% for a 24-hour period. If we come down here and look at Bitcoin, we're currently sitting at 38,740. Obviously, we've been seeing a little bit of turmoil and a lot of red the past couple of days in the market. Obviously, there's a lot of geopolitical stuff still going on, a lot of negative narratives. You obviously have Jerome Powell and the Fed and inflation and the fear of, interest rate hikes going up crazy with them taking a more hawkish approach. There's a lot of things that's been affecting not only the crypto market, but all markets globally. So if we come down here and look at XRP sitting at 61.5 cents. If we come over here to look at the top gainers in the 24-hour period, we have Helium sitting at 5.4%, OKB at 4%, Algorand at 3.7%. So small gainers. If we come over here, we're currently sitting at a 28. So we're in the fear range. We're not in the extreme fear range, which is positive because we've been living in this extreme fear range for some time. Just yesterday, we were at a 22. So we're currently up 6 points. So who knows where we're going to, be at when this FOMC meeting happens. Obviously, if they take a less hawkish approach, we could see that as bullish. We may see some positive price action, but if they go, more hawkish and they take a more aggressive approach in regards of going, above 50 basis points or whatever the case is, that could be seen as negative. So just kind of a waiting game to see what they do. So let's kind of jump into everything here. I wanted to give an update, and I want to thank James K. Fowler for this. It says, Ripple defendants request an extension of time until Friday, May 13th, 2022, to respond to the SEC's late letter brief setting forth its assertions that the Hinman documents are protected from disclosure by the attorney-client privilege. So here goes the document if you want to come take a look at this. So quickly on this, it's crazy because the more and more we see the SEC respond to in this litigation throughout this case, especially at this point, it's literally just them kind of kicking the can further down the road, further, kind of slowing down and delaying things, which is absolutely sickening because you're supposed to be set out to protect, the investors, which you're only delaying the inevitable, which is absolutely sickening. Coming over here, it's from Crypto Law. It says, this is Johnny Deaton, Crypto Law US. It says, from my point of view, the case has gone quite well. So this is Brad Garlinghouse on Fox Business. So let's take a listen into this.
Where's the case right now?
Look, from my point of view, the case has gone quite well. A lot of it has been, skirmishes around discovery and these kind of things. But it's clear that the judge understands that this is an important case. It's going to be, set precedent. We're getting close to summary judgment filings. Everything would be before the judge now by the end of November. What that means in terms of how long the judge will take to review the case.
So it could be this year.
That's an optimistic view, but it's not impossible.
Where's the case?
Optimistic view, but it's not impossible. So right here, this is funny. So 2022 is optimistic. So I'm curious to see how this thing's going to play out. Like, after, they get all their summary judgment stuff done, they get, all the judge gets all the documents and information that they need. I wonder how long it's actually going to take for them to actually come down with some litigation. Also, I'm going to cover this from Digital Asset Investor. This is Tin-Vu Hogan. So this is Jeremy Hogan's wife, and they actually had a great video. If you haven't saw it, go to Legal Briefs. That's Jeremy Hogan's YouTube channel, and he had a great video with Tin-Vu here, covering kind of what's going on right now. So it said, this is from Digital Asset Investor, says SEC's death questions to protect these emails at any cost. And then I'm sure he has a typo here, but we're going to take a listen into this.
Brings us, of course, to the completely baffling Hinman emails and the SEC's death quest to protect these emails at any cost. And with the deliberative process privilege argument not going well for the SEC, it just filed a motion to not produce the Hinman speech emails and argue that the emails are also protected by attorney-client privilege. It's interesting to note that at this point in time, the SEC has spent more time and effort trying to protect these emails than any other issue in this litigation, including fighting over things like whether XRP is a security or not. Interesting. Brings us, of course, to the
Yeah, that's absolutely interesting. So yeah, so what about everything else? Like everything else that they claimed throughout this entire case. This is kind of like they're just holding on to this for dear life, truly having that hold-on mentality. Quite honestly, the community has been talking about, especially like Johnny Deaton, digital asset investor, and so on. They've been saying that, I highly doubt we see, those emails. So obviously, there's something in there that really can set the SEC back and literally put a dagger in their position, even though their position may be very small, very weak. This will literally just end any power that they have. That's my opinion, my assumption, and I agree with them. It's kind of crazy. Coming over here, Johnny Deaton says he's responding to this tweet from Digital Asset Investor. Says Otherdeeds said that him and emails showed that there clearly was a control breakdown at the SEC. How did that happen? SEC should be asking itself. There was a controlled breakdown, and why isn't the SEC taking this control breakdown seriously? He says, if the SEC wants to reestablish credibility, it must clean its own house. Hinman and Clayton violated basic ethic rules. It appears that a valid claim can be made that they both violated criminal conflict laws. Hinman literally disobeyed and ignored the SEC's ethics office. Interesting point there. I don't know if you can reestablish credibility. I mean, I guess if you do, kind of get rid of all those players involved. I mean, how do you even know who was involved if you don't have all the information? Quite interesting. I think if you do kind of get rid of everybody, kind of reestablish, I think it will take some time to reestablish that credibility, and it just would have to happen over time. But I don't know. Coming over here, this is digital asset investors responding to this tweet right here, and I'm gonna read what he says right here. This says. For the record, I would join forces with the BTC and ETH community in crypto to fight against government overreach. This has never been about anything other than a level playing field in crypto for me. I've just never gotten an indication that they want a level playing field. So I completely agree. And a lot of us in the community want that. And as you can see, the XRP and Ripple community is absolutely massive. And quite honestly, based on my experience, being in other communities, whether it be like Reddit or Discord or Telegram, you definitely see a lot of different sentiment in regards. I'm not saying that all Ripple and XRP investors and community members are good people and have great attitudes toward the entire space, but majority speaking, like, it's not like we want other projects to fail. That's not the case. We just want a level playing field. So our project, our main project that we hold on, has a chance to truly flourish. So absolutely. And I wanted to come in here and check out this, I think this is this thread by Johnny Deaton. It says, Divide and Conquer 101. When I first read the SEC's complaint, Ripple versus SEC, #XRP, I warned it was written in a way to divide the crypto community. Although there isn't one allegation of fraud or misrepresentation, SEC used fraud-like language for obvious inflammatory reasons. Obviously, they wanted to have the community further attack, Ripple, the company, and digital asset XRP, which XRP and Ripple's kind of been under the microscope and the fire of the crypto market since I've been in late 2017, early 2018. So it's kind of crazy. He continues, says, it worked. Media pundits and XRP haters jumped all over it. For months, public perception was the SEC was claiming fraud. Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson fighting for Ripple's existence. Reacted and claimed American innovation was being stymied in favor of Chinese technologies. Pompeo and others in the Bitcoin community struck back. Even Vitalik Buterin, who tried to intern at Ripple, called XRP a crap coin or poo coin. It doesn't take much to stir the tribalism pot. The Chinese comment was 2 years ago when 65% of mining was in China, but still today. It comes right here. It says, we're all on the same team except when your thing is a PSYOP controlled by China. And they're talking about Ripple claims Bitcoin is Chinese control, while whatever. Coming out here says, the divide and conquer strategy works. Pissed off at gross appearances of impropriety coupled with ETH getting a free pass. Many XRP holders say they can't wait for the SEC to go after ETH. BTC Maxis welcome the SEC's overreach and enforcement actions because Bitcoin is safe, because obviously it's got the not security approval. They don't know who so-called Satoshi is, you know, who you're going to throw it at. It says, personally, I will never welcome or celebrate the SEC attacking any crypto, and I 100% agree. Other than a pure ICO, I don't believe the SEC has jurisdiction over the crypto market and should be left to the CFTC and FinCEN. Both have brought cases involving crypto, including FinCEN versus Ripple. Quite honestly, yeah, I agree. I don't want the a specific project to be attacked, but when it comes to this whole ETH gate scandal, I definitely want there to be an investigation and just the shadiness, behind the members that's a part of this whole thing. He continues and says, I've been called the XRP attorney because I sued the SEC and called out the gross overreach. But I've repeatedly said if the SEC had sued Vitalik, Ethereum Joseph Lubin, or the Ethereum Foundation claiming today's ETH a security, I would have sued the SEC just as I have over XRP. Although I want an investigation into the conflicts, I do not want the SEC to go after ETH. The fact is, the token itself is never the security. A token is alphanumeric software code. The mere fact that we can stake or collateralize our crypto causes it to fail Howie. The biggest threat to crypto remains toxic tribalism. If you welcome government overreach simply because it doesn't involve your token of choice, you are a part of the problem. 100% agree with that. You are a part of the problem. If you hate Ripple or its executive or truly believe XRP is a poop coin, you should still hope the SEC fails. Absolutely. BTC Maxis have a saying that BTC fixes everything. If true, they shouldn't welcome SEC overreach, especially so-called libertarians. When I see Maxi celebrating the SEC for going after other tokens, I see insecurity over a desire to secure Bitcoin at the top of the crypto mountain. If Bitcoin fixes everything, Bitcoin should destroy, quote, fix any competition. It shouldn't need any help from the government. Yeah, level the playing field and let's see what's up. To my XRP holders, there's a huge difference between holding individuals accountable versus attacking a token. Two government wrongs don't make a government right. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't promote the token or platform you believe in. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't criticize other tokens or platforms. I'm just saying challenge it with substantive analysis and do not celebrate government overreach because one day it might just reach you. Dang, man. Hey, Johnny Deaton, this hits it on the head. And I actually have, if I come to my homepage here, I think it's my profile. Yeah, I still have this video up of Jeremy Hogan speaking in this interview here because he actually pretty much is talking about the same thing. And I said, this is the best statement I've heard in the crypto space. Pretty much how he's saying we're all on the same team. It's literally the crypto space versus everything in a sense. And that's how we should look at it. It's not, Solana's my favorite or Ethereum's my favorite or, XRP's my favorite. It's like, okay, you can have those favorites. That's all good. But we literally shouldn't be, launching rockets at each other and doing a smear FUD campaign to destroy another project. Obviously, constructive criticism and all that stuff is necessary, and I think it's appropriate in certain situations, but it's like we need to realize that when it comes to this overreaching government that we are all on the same team. And I think they both hit on the head. That's absolutely huge, man. Thanks, John Dean, for that. That was huge. Digital Asset Investor says, where is Elizabeth Warren? She was shouting from the rooftops about Jay Clayton's conflicts of interest before he ran the SEC. It is very telling that she is silent now. Tells me she stands for nothing but whatever's good political move at the time. Shameful. Coming over here, Johnny Deaton says, I've contacted Senator Warren's offices. She and her staff are well aware of 67,000+ XRP holders sue the SEC and are being harmed by its overreach. Once her office learned the SEC sued a couple billionaires, she refused to comment. She cares about class warfare more than retail investors. Crazy. Coming over here. Let me make sure I got this right. So this was from, let me come to this one first. So this is from Leonidas. It says, as every month today, Ripple released 1 billion XRP from escrow. 800 million was re-escrow, so locked up right away, I'm assuming. Since the escrow was created, in 53 months, the total amount of XRP in escrow has been reduced by 9.3 billion XRP. This is an average of 175 million per month. more info on the leak, so you can kind of check this out. But this is kind of the whole unlocking and of the escrow and then bringing out, you know, billions. There's been a lot of articles over the years like, oh, you know, well alert or you know, an unlock of 1 billion XRP, just to kind of create more FUD and fear around what's going on. But as you can see, like, the biggest thing outside of that happening, like, first of all, their reasoning and their utilization for it. Like, you know, where's it going? What are they doing with it? Yada, yada, yada. Obviously, you know, some of it funds what they do. But, you know, if I'm speaking correctly. But the big thing that should be understood is look at the transparency. Can I go back to that? Yeah, right here. I mean, look at the transparency. Obviously, you can see this stuff. It's all, you know, on-chain analytics data. They obviously update it within their quarterly reports, kind of what's going on. But it's like they get sued. Library gets sued for trying to be transparent. But then you have other projects that are so-called, quote-unquote, you know, they got to keep things in-house and be transparent in-house. But they got to be very careful about what they say. And you don't know, you know, who these, you know, disguised whales are, and you don't know what they're doing with their, you know, their business and their tokens and their assets. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. Transparency gets you in trouble. Being non-transparent doesn't. Kind of crazy. Digital asset investor says completely transparent and gets sued by the SEC. Ethereum founders hid the purchasers in the ICO and have never revealed who they were, and the SEC gives them a free pass instead. The United States of America has gone terribly wrong. Crazy, man. This was interesting. Cryptocurrencies to be accepted by one of the world's top luxury gyms. So Equinox, and I'm sure, you know, if you're from, you know, the States, I don't know how many of these are outside of the United States, but this is a big deal. If I'm speaking correctly here, coming down here, I guess it's like customers pay up to $500 per month in order to get access to premium features such as empty locker rooms, full body showers with temperature controls. VIP customers can also get their shoes shined. So this is a luxury, I guess, fitness center, and they're trying to accept cryptocurrencies, which is more adoption. That's huge. More people being exposed to it, having the ability to utilize their digital assets. That's crazy, man. That's positive. So now this talk right here is, I know I'm going kind of long, 17 minutes. Going to kind of wrap this up here. So it says ETH gas price surges as Yuga Labs cashes in 300 million selling other side NFTs, while the Otherdeeds NFTs could be minted only in Ape. It also required ETH for gas fees. So it says the Otherdeeds NFT mint is sold out. We are awestruck at the demand shown tonight. Apes and mutants. The opening of the 21-day claim period is being delayed until the price of gas drops to reasonable levels. We'll tweet when the claim opens. So what is this? It says, quote, the pattern of mint bump limit will continue until NFT supply is exhausted. This approach expected to prevent a apocalyptic gas war while also encouraging as a broad of distribution as possible. So just showing this, where's it at right here? I think it said something right here. Someone was complaining about the gas fee being about $4.50. I can tell you right now, I got involved with, you know, buying some NFTs and stuff, and I've been a part of, you know, mints, and I've seen gas prices be way higher than this. I'm talking about higher than 6,500, higher than 14,000. I think I saw one at like 21,000 at one point, because it was like this so-called apocalyptic gas war they're talking about. And this is the Ethereum chain. This is absolutely crazy. This is Ethereum that's got the free pass that's coming out with ETH 2.0, known as consensus layer. This is crazy. And the crazy thing is like we almost normalize this. It's like, oh, well, you got to pay to play type thing. But we shouldn't have to do this. There's other chains out there that are way cheaper, you know, that are fast and that are efficient, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, someone was complaining about this being, why is it 450 right now? When it's like, ooh, that probably was a good deal in comparison to someone paying 2.6 ETH or 5 ETH in gas fees for a mint that costs what? I don't even know what the mint cost. But that's crazy. Coming over here, it says Ethereum burning spikes to new high on Yuga Labs NFT hype. So just look at this week. I just wanted to show this. Look at this. So you got yada, 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 right? 20,000. And it just boom, over 60,000, which is absolutely insane, man. What is this right here? Did I want to cover that? All right, right here. This last part with the Yuga Labs. I think this is it. Yeah, okay. So here goes some of the drama that's been happening in this regard. It says Yuga Labs Otherdeeds NFT mint triggers backlash from community. Yuga Labs faces accusations of fraud, manipulation, preferential treatment from unhappy community members over Otherdeeds NFT mint. So coming down here, I'm just going to read these tweet threads. I would say we talked about the whole apocalyptic gas wars, as they said, but it's from Yuga Labs right here. This says, this has been one of the largest NFT mints in history by several multipliers. And yet the gas used during the mint shows the demand for exceeded anyone's wildest expectation. The scale of this mint was so large that Etherscan crash. We are sorry for turning off the lights on Ethereum for a while. It seems abundantly clear that the ApeCoin will need to migrate to its own chain in order to properly scale. Was this all part of the plan is the question. We'd like to encourage the DAO to start thinking in this direction. So you're trying to coerce your DAO, all your members to like, oh, let's start funding. Let's start putting our funding towards developing our own chain. So coming down here, it says this from Mark. It says, just finished exiting all of my ape-related NFTs. Now that Yuga has revealed their true colors, I can't unsee it. Con artists of the highest order. I am so interested to see how things play out. I'm not in the community, in this community, but I'm definitely going to try to keep tabs on kind of what's going. But it's crazy, man. Things are crazy. Gas fees, this whole narrative, was it all part of the plan? Was it the shady behavior, or as they say, misleading the community, coercing your DAO to migrate to your own chain, to put the fund towards your own chain? I don't know. Could be positive for them. Who knows? Coming over here, says Solana suffers 7th outage in 2022 as bots invade the network. NFT minting bots on Solana contributed over 4 million transactions per second, knocking the validators out of consensus and crashing the network for around 7 hours. So, I know there's a lot of Solana. I've held a good amount of Solana. I only hold a little bit now, but I know there's a big Solana community. There's been a lot of talks about Solana. I think someone was even talking about Solana being like one of the dominant chains, and comparing it to like its ability, transactions per second, to like XRP, and it being better, and yada yada yada. It's just kind of crazy that this is a real thing. So obviously there's still some things to time and try to figure out. So hopefully they figure it out and they have a lot of success within their chain. But I just kind of wanted to update the Solana community there. Right here, Buffett bashing Bitcoin claims it doesn't produce anything. Quote, if you told me you own all of the Bitcoin in the world and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it, because what would I do with it? So those of us that's been in the community that are educated, we just laugh at that. What you mean you wouldn't take it for $25? Even if you couldn't so-called do anything with it, do you see the value of it right now? I mean, just that alone is crazy. But we're talking about Bitcoin in the crypto market. It's like, really? What does this say? Or here, this is from Scott Lewis. It says, Warren Buffett thinking crypto is worth zero is funny because he literally has literally no idea that Ethereum just had a customer pay $150 million to use the software for 2 hours. So, OGs, obviously respect for, the success he's had and the inspiration he had on, people investing and educating themselves. But it's like, not everybody, these so-called big players aren't always the smartest in the room. And they're not always going to be the ones to jump on kind of what's next, having that faith that we have and belief in this community and kind of seeing the writing on the wall and where the crypto space is going. So, no disrespect to him, but it's like, you can quit the the negativity or the bashing towards Bitcoin and crypto. The writing's on the wall, man. So ending on this, obviously we're talking about Jerome Powell and the Fed. The whole conversation about this upcoming closed board meeting on May 3rd, the FOMC meeting, in regards of the interest rate hikes. It says discussion of monetary policy issues. So the talk of the town's been they're taking a more hawkish approach, going 50 basis points instead of 25 basis points, so going up 0.5%. And here's the thing: if that's the case, and the markets have already been kind of tying in or accounting for this 50 basis point interest rate hike increase, right? Then if they come with this FOMC meeting and they do raise it 50 basis points or below, I can definitely see some positive price action because it would already be priced into the market. Now, if they come out and they go above 50 basis point, then we definitely could see a little bit more turmoil and negative downside price action in regards of, the markets. And that's just kind of, my guess, based on, you know, the past FOMC meetings and kind of just keeping an eye and the tabs on, you know, some of these people that are really diving into the, you know, this narrative and these documents and this data. So all we can do is wait and see. Tomorrow's May 3rd. I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.